come out, sing some songs, read some poetry, short stories, show off your art. We're gonna have food. It'll be really great. Everyone should show up. It'll be really fun. Yeah.
Project Light and Key Club will be having a joint meeting today, and we will be meeting in the Sturkey's room for a Kahoot game that will be about global issues and how the orphanage works, and some fun facts. And we will also include some baby pictures of teachers in there if you want to just come for fun. So we will be meeting at lunch today in the Miss Sturkey's room. Thank you.
So girls soccer has 2 games this week, Monday and Thursday. Monday against Marina and Thursday against Trinity again. Girls in the soccer team, remember that we need to wear white socks and our white jerseys. So make sure to get your white jerseys. Remind Mr. Peters or Mr. B.
Yeah, and our game's at 3:30, home game today, so we really appreciate the support if you can make it.
Thank you.
Hey there. So I was actually this past weekend at my girlfriend's house, and she said something really interesting that I wanted to share with you. Because as soon as I walked in the front door, she said, "Who are you? Why are you here?" I'm calling the police. And that first one was really profound. So I wanted to share that with you all today at lunch in room 6 at 11:35, Philosophy Club. We have cookies. Thank you.
So for those who are interested in international relationships, foreign affairs, or debates, there are still 3 more spots left for the NUN at UCSB at the weekend of February 21st. To participate, you need neither any previous experience nor an affiliation with the NUN club. You can just join and have fun. If you are interested, please let Dr. Cicchetti know. If you're afraid to talk to a teacher, you can let me know. Second thing, in response to the AMC contest this Thursday, I'm thinking if we can basically hosting like a personal session going over math materials that are not typically covered in a high school math course. Negative binomial expansion, super useful stuff if we want to try to get away with something, concentric circles, and geometries. I mean, I want us to do great in AMC. So if anyone's interested, just talk to me after break. Thank you.
Life is made up of many choices, one after another, and the choices we make affect our life profoundly. We all need to have the ability to make the right choices when we're in a dilemma. Let me illustrate with my story. I like model assembly very much, and I was really good at it when I was in elementary school. Architectural models, aircraft models, ship models, mechanic models were all my interests. In 5th grade, I participated in a citywide model assembly contest, the Beijing Junior Model Competition. It is a prestigious event, and winning in this competition will give the medalists extra credit in their score report, and it will be an advantage in their middle school admission process. The main event of this competition is time assembly to complete a model of an aircraft carrier. Because I was really good at model assembly and it's my favorite hobby, so I eagerly attend this competition of winning a medal. During the preliminary round, when the game started, I quickly glanced at the completed image on the front cover. and instructions inside, then start assembly immediately. I successfully finished all the required components much faster than all my competitors. The last step should just be combine the two big parts together, and the model will be accomplished. But at that moment, I suddenly realized that I made a big mistake. I misread the instructions in the beginning. As a result, the two big parts cannot be combined as designed. I have to remove the deck of the ship and rebuild it to make sure that all small components matches with the bottom and the deck. I was panicked and very frustrated. I couldn't help but wish that I spent more time in the beginning. If I only had spent more time in the beginning, I could have won the first place with my current speed. But I can't even make it to the final if I rebuild this. After trying to calm down and think clearly, I swiftly found where I had gone wrong and how can I correct it. I quickly dismount the wrong part and start again. Finally, I finished this competition in third place in this round. But fortunately, it was just enough to get into the finals. When I participated in the final a few weeks later, I chose a different approach to avoid the same mistake. This time, I first patiently and carefully studied the description of the topic, rapidly counted all the required components, and made a complete scheme before I start assembling them one by one. Although it seemed to slow me down in the beginning, but I started expeditiously and the model developed very smoothly after I had a clear and cautious plan. I devoted myself to focusing on the work and finished the project in first place. There's an old saying in China that choice is greater than effort, and the idea determines the way out, which means that only by first choosing the right direction can we achieve the ultimate victory, and the idea in our mind determines the path under our feet. If the choice is wrong, no matter how many efforts we exert, it will be wasted, while choosing the right method will achieve twice the result of twice of the result and half of the effort. Although this competition was many years ago, it made me deeply understand this truth, and in many life choices following, it has benefited me a lot and helped me avoid many mistakes. Now, I always keep this saying in my mind to guide my daily life. Thank you.
Good morning, York School. This May, I will be offering a college tour of Southern California colleges to grades 9, 10, and 11. Next year, you'll be in grades 10, 11, and 12, and it's really helpful for your education on what you want to do after York School to go on college tours. So we're going to go to Southern California. What does that mean? We're going to head south in a large bus and stop off at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And then we're going to continue south from there to UC Santa Barbara, stay in a hotel the next day, head off to the Claremont colleges, which there are 5 Claremont colleges. And then we'll also see a small liberal arts school in Santa Monica called Loyola Marymount University. So LMU for that second day. And then the third day, we're going to check out big rivals of Southern California, USC versus UCLA, and then we'll hop on the bus and head back to York School. So this is May 26th through May 28th. I started putting posters up around campus. You'll each get a flyer in your class meeting this Friday. Look on Haiku, look in the Falcon, get more information. You can always come by and see me in my office too. I have plenty of flyers to give you individually. So talk to your parents, talk about this trip, and it's the beginning of a 3-year rotation of college trips that York will provide students. So this first year, we're going to head to Southern California, and these are areas that are popular with York School graduates. The next year, we'll be up to the Pacific Northwest, And then the third year will be to the Boston area, looking at all the colleges there. So attend one, attend all of them. You'll see small schools, big schools, schools in city environments, and schools in more rural environments, and see what you like, because you're going to become a connoisseur, an expert on what you like in a college by going on these trips. So see me with questions, and be sure to get one of the flyers that will be handed out in class meeting, or come by my office and pick one up. Thanks so much.
As mentioned earlier, the AMC Math Contest is Thursday morning, starting at 8:30 in the theater. We will start the contest at 8:30, so please try and get there 5 to 10 minutes early to come and get a seat and get ready to go. But it's Thursday morning. It is a late start day, but the contest is going to start right at 8:30. Please be there. Thank you.
So following up on the choice discussion, choosing about smart choices in life, choosing smart choices about your college that fits you best, choosing to take the math exam, and choosing spring sports. Documentary up on Haiku, go in there and sign up. Please do. For example, I'm going to be sending out some information about a swim team meeting and the sort of the nuts and bolts of when that will start. In terms of people who are not currently already in a winter sport, for example, it might start a little bit ahead of time for those that are not concurrently in a sport right now. But for others, we'll see. So the more you sign up, the more accurate information I can get, so I can start to set you up and you can meet your coaches. Okay? Thank you very much.
Good morning. So I had 3 announcements. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I was in San Francisco at the California Association of Independent Schools Conference for Heads and Trustees, the largest of its kind in the country. 700 people attended. There were seminars and guest speakers, and it was a really interesting experience. But really what I wanted to pass along to all of you and faculty and staff is that York School is an exceptional school. I was proud to be the head of school of York School when I was there, and we can hold our own against all those other California schools. So I wanted to tell you that first. Second, the California Association of Independent Schools every 7 years goes through a process to approve membership for all of its schools. It's called an accreditation process. And we have started that process for York School. And what that means for the community is we have to write this report called a self-study. And I might have mentioned this before holiday break, but we're starting to write that report. And that means that this Thursday, we added 4 additional late start days in the spring. So this Thursday is the first one. So it's a typical late start schedule, so classes will start at 9:30, but I wanted to remind you of that, that this Thursday you will get to sleep in a little bit. And also about the self-study process, even though faculty, staff sort of lead what we call these writing groups, students and parents and trustees and other members of the community will be involved in that, so stay tuned for how you can be involved in the self-study process. In fact, a group of other educators from independent schools will arrive next spring and spend 3 or 4 days here actually looking at our school in detail. And then finally, one of the things that I heard when I was applying for this job and last year during my transition year was that we needed to start thinking about how to make some tweaks to our schedule. And there was a scheduling committee that was created prior to me arriving here, and we really launched into starting to look at what would a new schedule look like for next year. And so the scheduling committee has produced 3 prototypes. And what we want to do is we want to get feedback and input from all the students, because you're the ones that live the schedule along with the faculty. And so tomorrow will be the first time for you to hear about the scheduling process. and what are the next steps for gathering input. So PATH tomorrow at 10:05, we're all going to meet here. Members of the scheduling committee will talk about the process and talk about the values that we considered as we put together 3 prototypes. The faculty and staff have already seen the 3 prototypes, and now it's your turn to see those 3 prototypes. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow in PATH here at 10:05. Okay? Thanks.
I just wouldn't want to follow him. His announcements are always pretty fun. So I am here to say 2 things. One is congratulations to the sophomores for hosting such a lovely dance on Friday night. It was really music was fun. Everybody seemed to be having a good time. So thank you and congrats. And then the second thing is that we're in the odd and sort of unenviable position of our scenic designer having to sort of cancel on us at the last minute. So if there are some painters out there who would like to be scenic painters, we would love to hear from you. We have ideas, we have a design in mind, but we just need help in executing it. And that's mostly painting. So if you're interested, please let one of us know. We'd love to hear it.
We're also looking for choreographers, ideally 2 to kind of sort of play off each other in terms of making ideas for just one of our short productions. Please see me if you're interested in that.
Great, thanks. We know.
Me and Mr. Ian Martin, some art history students, some photography students, and maybe you. This Sunday we're heading up to MoMA and to the Asian Art Museum. We have some more seats available, so if you're interested in joining us on Sunday, we leave at like 8:30. It should be pretty much an all-day excursion up to San Francisco. Thank you.
I was going to keep this purely informational, but I feel like I have license to tell a story. A lot of you have met my dog Trout, so you know he's matured into a really sweet boy, but when he was a puppy, he thought it was a good idea to chew through a stack of papers in my office, which happened to be essays that my juniors had just handed in, which forced me to go to class the next day, apologize, and explain that my dog ate their homework. To which one of my sharper students replied, Mr. Golby, we're not mad, we're just disappointed. I had become the student, and I just wanted to follow up really quickly on Mr. Key's announcement about Thursday. That is a meeting for the faculty to work on this self-study document, and in a lot of ways, in that process, we become students. We have to do a lot of research, we collect a lot of data, we are organized into groups, right? We have to work with a group, and write this massive document. The one takeaway I wanted to leave you with, though, was that in some ways you can be teachers in that process. You may be approached by faculty members to be interviewed or with surveys to fill out. Students are already involved in some of the committee work, planning that process, and you may be approached by faculty members asking you to play a larger role in helping to write or edit that document. So look for those things coming your way. It really is a process of the whole school coming together and examining what we do well, what we do poorly, what we can do a little better. Accreditation is equivalent to like a lawyer passing the bar exam. But we have to do it every 7 years. We kind of do it, rather than going and taking a test, we do it to ourselves. We kind of assess, we take a year, we assess ourselves, we submit this big report, folks come and visit, and it's a really important thing for the school. If you have a particular interest in helping out with that, or a particular area of expertise on campus, approach any faculty member and mention that you want to be involved, and we can use your help. right? Prepare to be turned into the teacher a little bit. Thanks very much.
Alright, I just want to say one thing really quickly about the college tours. I'm kind of jealous that you guys are all getting that opportunity because it's really an amazing opportunity. I know for me personally, I had no colleges on my college list until I went and toured certain places and knew that they were the fit for me or that I didn't want to apply. So I highly recommend taking advantage of those.
Yeah. We have an exec student council meeting in room 3. Also, last week, lots of good participation in Spirit Days. The juniors won volleyball, and Noah and David from 8th grade won spike ball. So, good job. All right, go to class.